services we provided by Pure Air in-house lab. And I will let you know how you can implement monitoring solutions in your application to improve your system performance. We will have a Q&A session at the end. So in this presentation, I will focus on the following topics. First, I will give you overall of lab service we provide at Pure Air, then followed by a topic to testing media testing and monitoring, which break down into 3 different areas. First one is media life analysis. It's an in-house lab analysis to project media life. And followed by bed monitoring device and electronic bed monitor device, which are on-site testing devices, which can also help you to determine your media life. The next topic I'm going to talk about is corrosion diagnosis service. In our lab, we provide 2 different types of services. First one is a corrosivity test kits. And we collect the kit sample from on-site and we analyze the test kits in the lab. You also have an upgrade option for environmental corrosivity monitor. You can do it online and you can have full control. And it's an upgrade version. I will go all the details in the next following sessions. And at last, excuse me, I will go over product innovation support. So overall, in this presentation, I will explain how we test the media life and how corrosion test kits are analyzed and work, and what best practices should be applied to ensure system peak performance. So, excuse me. So next is the overall of our Pure Air laboratory services. As I mentioned earlier, there's 3 different types of media life analysis we provide. And since Pure Air leads gas phase filtration and using a chemical medium to remove airborne contaminants, and the media has a finite life. So over time, media will begin to lose their effectiveness. And also at different on-site conditions, the media life may be different. So continuously monitor your media life efficiency levels is very critical for system maintenance and performance optimization. And Pure Air Lab is an on-site laboratory fully equipped to do routine QA and QC analysis. And also we do determine remaining media life using different tools to analyze the media life from different types, from different sites. And also we provide monitor air quality and help you to identify the type and the level of corrosive contaminants in the air. So we can help you come up with a pollution and we can help you to optimize your system. So next is a kind of closer look what we provide in the in the picture with media test and air quality monitoring. So you will see from the top, this is a electronic media bed monitor, and to the right is a media bed indicator using a silver rod, and on the bottom to the left is a electronic corrosivity monitor. It's a real-time corrosion data monitoring and also record temperature, humidity, and pressurization. This will provide reports directly on site and will not specify the type of gases. That's the only difference compared to the lower right, the corrosivity test kit we provide as well. I will have more details in the following. So next, I'm going to talk about the details about our media testing and monitoring. So for media life analysis, we explained earlier, it's very critical. You should have this system maintenance program running once you have a system is operational. Because once the system is in operation, media sample should be collected every 3 to 6 months and analyze it to project remaining life. This can prevent the system unplanned downtime and also prevent exceeding the control specifications, or also can save you money to prevent premature media replacement. And Pure Air Lab provided complementary service to all customers. The media type we can analyze in our lab, including several different types of media. The first group is mainly different media with permanganate. And the second group is safety soap for chlorine control, emergency gas control. The last one is sulfur soap series type control with odor and corrosive gases like a hydrogen sulfide type. And the last is ACX and ACC, which is our carbon product. Normally, this is for estimated remaining life for carbon product, and people know it's tough to measure carbon remaining life due to various reasons, but we can provide a kind of a generous estimate on the remaining life on carbon products as well. So next is we explained why it's important and what sample we cover for this median life analysis. And we're going to talk about instructions on how to do the sampling. And you need several tools to collect sample on site. And you can get detailed documents from Pure Air to guide you how to collect sample in more details. Here, I will talk about the sampling instruction, very general, and the labeling instruction. So when you sample from your scrubber system or from your cartridge system, you need basically 3 tools necessary. First one is you need an airtight plastic bag, which can hold up to minimum 1 cup media, because most of the carbon media, we need at least 1 cup for lab analysis. And some of the special media, we need 2 cups media. So you will find the guideline in the document we can provide to you. And you have to label the bag with the right media type, company information, and other information. I'll go over detail in the next slides. Another thing we have to be careful is 1 sample bag should be used for 1 sample only. And so if you have samples, same type of media from different locations, you have to use 1 sample into 1 bag. You don't mix them up. So another tool you need is a media sampling probe. So it shows in the picture to the right, lower right. And you need this tool to extract sample from your system. If you have something similar, I know there are other tools available. You this one can be used to gather media as well. Another thing is for PPE, for safety protection for the worker when they collect the sample. So normally our media is non-toxic, but it is recommended you ask your worker to wear dust mask at least, and also with proper other PPE like safety goggles and gloves. And because your media has been used on the system for a while, there may be dust or maybe other contaminants still attached to the media. So PPE is still recommended. Next is, so you have the tools. Where are you going to get your sample? For different system, you are going to have different locations or guidelines. For example, the first one is modular units. For modular units, you're going to have probably a series of cartridge in your system. So always choose a cartridge from the center of the system. And you can open the cartridge and shake a little bit, get the sample out, and refill the cartridge with fresh media and to put back in the center of the system, because the cartridge is very, sensitive to shortcut. If you have any gas pass by without a very good packed media, your performance probably will be reduced. So this is for the modular units. Always take a sample from the center of the system. For deep bed system, normally every system you are going to find different sample ports and equipped it with CPVC ball valve. So you can open the ball valve, insert the medium sampling probe we introduced in the previous slides, to the middle of the unit to extract a sample. And we sometimes there are top, middle, bottom ports located on the scrubber system. So please remember, write down where you collected the sample. It's very critical. And also I mentioned that there is a document media sampling procedure for details you can get from Pure Air. Mouse is not sensitive. So next I'm going to go over how the sample bag should be labeled, because we received hundreds of samples from different customer or different distributor, and one customer maybe have different locations and different system. So it's very critical we have a correct information logged into our system in order to give you feedback to project your media life. So for sample labeling, you will see a sample on the right side with company information, at least contact information, and the media type, and the system ID, or when you sampled, when the system is installed. That's a very good information. And I need to highlight that a sample without proper label cannot be tested. Either we get information from you later, but that takes time, and so your sample analysis will be delayed, or sometimes people don't have any information they can track, so they have to do a second round sampling, which takes another maybe 1 or 2 weeks to ship the sample, and we're going to put you on the lower queue to finish the sample in the lab, because we handle hundreds and hundreds of samples every month. So please understand, every customer is important to us. So a bad labeling, including you don't have media type, that's the number one errors. And you don't have a company name, contact name. We don't know where to ask a question, where to send a report, and you don't have a sample ID. Sample ID, sometimes you create your own system ID, and you create the location ID, and we can help you track the system performance later. And another thing critical is, please, when you collect a sample, please collect more than 1 cup if possible. That's normally the minimum amount needed for testing. And certain media, like for safety swab, maybe you need 2 cups. So if you can get more, that's better. But if you don't have enough, minimum 1 cup, or maybe you can call our sales reps to tell if it's critical, you don't have enough. We can figure out some ways for certain media, we still can analyze it. Another thing is, a lot of sample bags, when they arrive to the lab, it's broken and sample mixed together. So we cannot test because it's not properly sealed. So please use a good quality, like very thick airtight bag, not a very thin sandwich bag. You use the pack your sandwich. So we have seen a lot of occasions sample broken. So, and after you collect all the information, and we can provide the sample label to you, and it can print on all the Dymo or other printers you have. And please ship all samples to Pure Air Filtration, attention to lab. We are a small company, but still, sometimes there's communication loss. So sometimes sample doesn't deliver to us on time. So please put attention lab, so we can get your sample in the queue as soon as possible. So we talk about how we pack the sample, how we label the sample, where to collect the sample. And next is I will give you a very high level introduction on the lab procedures we use to do media life analysis. I know there are sometimes one was over. Excuse me. So once a time, so maybe a customer has question about why the data doesn't look good to me. I have an expectation, so I will go over some of the details. So maybe help you to understand our procedure, and also help you have a better practice to collect the sample for us. So the lab analysis normally is determining the activity remaining in the sample. So you comparing to that to a fresh sample. So there are different ways we use it to analyze the activity remaining in the sample. But first, when you receive the sample in the lab, we have to go through standard preparation before we can analyze the activity. So some preparation, including separation the sample, properly record the sample name, and grinding, extraction, and digestion. So after all this procedure being complete, we can move to the next step to analyze what is the active ingredient remaining in the sample. So we use different methods. One method is for visible light scanning using a spectral photometer to run permanganate analysis. And we also can use titration for different media like safety sorb, sulfur sorb, and also for permanganate sample upon customer request. And also we do routine media physical characteristic evaluation for some other media. And also we always record media moisture level. And so most of the data we report as dry base, because the media on the field probably collect too much moisture. So you change your baseline. So everything we report is based on dry basis. So to estimate the remaining media life, just like I said just now, Pure Air's laboratory compare used media property to those of corresponding fresh product. So that's our baseline, the fresh sample. So we compare the used spent sample to the fresh sample. We normally get a percentage for media life remaining, which is correlated to the activity remaining in the sample. So this is how we do the lab analysis for the media life analysis. So after we complete the media life analysis, so we prepare a media test report. The test report summarizes a comprehensive chemical analysis that predicts remaining media life. So, but please remember, media life depends on multiple factors. First, of course, a good quality control in the lab will give you high quality data, yes. And also media physical characteristics, chemical activity level will change the media life. And also on your side, your contaminant concentrations and your operating temperature, relative humidity, and time of operation in service will all change your media life remaining on the spent media. And also like a different media system, probably different customer has a different minimum allowable breakthrough. For example, some of the, for emergency gas scrubber, you have to have a higher remaining media life. Maybe you have to have 50% more left before you schedule another change out. For some of the other odor control is probably 20% remaining media life is required for your minimum allowable breakthrough. So we suggest you better to plan to allow for at least a year for media life remaining. But I know sometimes like people try to keep low inventory and reducing cost, and we understand that. So we do have a recommended list of remaining media life before replacement. That's minimum, means you have to change out scheduling right away. So for example, for permanganate series product, 4A 12%, if you see the report is less than 20% of media life remaining, please call your representative to schedule a change out right away. And also same goes to CP blend, CPS blend, CPS 12 over 20%. And for sulfur sorb series product, 20% as well. That's a general guideline. And you have if you have a very strict like odor control, emission control, you probably should increase the remaining media life, maybe 30%, 40%. So it's going to be case by case. And for safety zone, that's going to be depend on customer design criteria. Some people probably feel comfortable over 50%. Some of the big water facility, maybe they would like to have over 70% media life remaining. And they need to have us change out because it's for emergency gas scrubber. So So this is a very high level of media life analysis. But when you see your report, if you have questions, you can call. If you know our lab number, you can call our sales reps and talk to our lab, and we will figure out where the problem come from, or what is the issue, try to help you. Next is some of the customer has a regular routine media life analysis, collecting samples, sending to our lab, and some of the customer, they do want to have something on site without relying on lab testing only. So Pure Air has an MBI, like media bed indicator. It was designed to give end users a way to check media life without relying on lab testing. But please remember, this is a setup from using the nose approach, right, away from it. But lab testing will still probably be required for confirmation. So it's still recommended, but maybe you can change your interval. Maybe instead of 3 months, maybe 6 months, something like that. So for this media bed indicator, normally most of the deep bed system are equipped with a silver media bed indicator. So you will see a silver indicator is placed at the angle into the media bed. So the indicator will close. So when the media life level reduced, like a media efficiency drops, and the servo started, the indicator will start to close and changing color. So it is a very straightforward visual indication of remaining media life. So when you pull out the servo indicator out from the system, if normally it's recommended over 50% of device, if it's discolored, please contact Pure Air for scheduled media replacement. So you can ensure the system proper functional. But please remember, media bed indicator is not to replace the media life analysis in the lab. So you do recommend it to schedule sample collection and for confirmation. Next one is we talk about this media bed indicator, which is on site, but it's more like a combined qualitative and quantitative method. Next one I'm going to talk about is electronic bed monitor. We have a version 2 upgraded version, excuse me. This one is similar to the media bed indicator. It's on-site real-time indicator, but it's first to the market electronic monitor in the industry to give live readings in real time, and it will tell you the media consumption in real time. So it is EBM V2. V2 means version 2. We have an upgraded version now. And the benefit of this system is it gives live readings to monitor media consumption in real time, and it has improved accuracy. And also it does is detect media bed efficiency changes and calculate remaining media life. And it also, this system will facilitate advanced scheduling for media change out. And with this monitor, you can avoid unplanned downtime, contaminant breakthrough. And also this system can do a remote communication, so you can identify the location, equipped with cellular communication GPS, so you can identify location of the unit that needs to be changed out. So there are several benefits. And the next slide is give you a summary about why you need to upgrade. If you have the old version of the EBM, why you need to upgrade. So several highlight is you have a better access to the sensors, and it's lower cost, higher accuracy, and it covers more contaminants like H2S, chlorine. And also the sensor is protected from moisture, and it's lower cost for the new controller. And you have cloud collection of data now possible. And also you have a potential, maybe you can put on the solar power installation to save cost as well. And Another significant change is the old version, you have a sensor bar in the bed. Now it's easier media change out without the sensor bar in the way. So several benefits. You can calculate the benefits to see if you need a new system, new sensor system. So next area, I will go over first we go over the media testing already for media life analysis and the media bed efficiency indicator. Next is I'm going to talk about the corrosion diagnosis services we provide here in Pure Air. So for corrosion diagnosis services, normally air quality testing is used to identify corrosion problem. So within a facility, you may have corrosion contaminants that can damage your electronic or electronic like components and cause unplanned downtime and costly repairs. So using air quality testing, you can identify the types of corrosive contaminants with estimated concentrations, and also you may find hotspots within a facility. So the area you have main concern. And also this air quality testing can provide baseline data for corrosion control solutions. So you can use this air quality testing to monitor your system performance. And this corrosion diagnosis service, you can test the air quality in multiple or single locations in your facility. And mainly, probably, let me repeat some of the impact of corrosion. You can have a damage, failure of electronic process control system and equipment downtime. For IT data center, maybe you have a failure of servers and network and hard drives and lost data. So damaged documents, photographs collection in the museum. So these are the impact of corrosion. That's why air quality testing is critical. So before we touch this ALSI classification standards, and let me talk about a little bit of corrosion. So corrosion here is defined as a byproduct buildup of chemical reactions between corrosive gases and metal. So contaminants including acidic, caustic, and oxidizing chemicals. Copper and silver, these two metals are the most susceptible to corrosion attack. So normally they're choosing to do the corrosion testing kits for using copper and silver material. And for byproducts formed are metal salts on the metal surfaces, causing mass gains or metal loss. So for this NASI ISA 71.0 for 2013 classification standards has become the predominant standards to measure industry environment. So this standards categories environment conditions into different levels according to the airborne contaminants. And basically the method introduced is you place a copper silver coupons in the operating environment where you have a concern for 30 days. And the test kits are analyzed by coulometric method reduction. And this standard gives you 4 levels of corrosion severity established to correlate copper and silver film formation with reactive environments. So from G1, G2, G3, G4, lower grade, G1, probably you have mild corrosion, or maybe you don't have a corrosion environment. Up to G2, G3, you have to take some actions to prevent further corrosion. And GX is, you have to do something right now. It's the worst case. So 4 levels of G1, G2, G3, and has been adapted by a lot of DSC, like which is a distributed control system manufacturers, to how to say, bind their warranty tied to these standards for their product warranty. So for example, if you don't have this pollution control system, sometimes if you have a failed equipment, they will not give you, they will void your warranty. So this ANSI standards has been accepted by different industry, and also ASHRAE give a guideline, say, for environment with higher levels, more than G1 grade, like a rating, gas phase filtration of the inlet air and the air in a controlled environment is highly recommended. So this has been adopted for most of the manufacturers for corrosion classification. So based on these standards, Pure Air developed different corrosivity test kits and also online monitor detector. First, I'm going to go over the corrosivity test kits. So this is by following the 7004 standard, and the corrosivity test kit consists of a strip of silver and copper, which is hung in the applicable room for 30 days. So by basic general line, 30 days, but if your corrosion is very, very bad, maybe after a few days, you will see your strip is, how to say, dark color already. So for this corrosivity test kit, just like the sampling bag, please fill up the label on the board and place the used test kit in a sealed plastic bag and send back to our lab for analysis. A lot of time we don't see the used kit just in a box. So during transportation, you may have other corrosion problem on the way. So we strongly suggest please put the used kit in a sealed plastic bag and send back to us for analysis. There are several tips when you collect this kit. First is when you place the kit in the area of concern, we prefer vertically, or if you have to put it flat, label side up. And don't touch the strip surface. That can ruin the test results. And also, following the procedures we list in the documents will ensure the test results are valid. So we will generate a test report according to the 7104 2013 standard and give you a rating on the copper and the silver rating, and also the higher rating will determine the overall corrosion rating. Next is I want to go over is our environmental corrosivity monitor, ECM version 2. So the corrosivity test kit is you have to put the kit 30 days in the area where you may have concern and send it to the lab, maybe take another 1 or 2 weeks to analyze it to get results. So we do have electronic version of the monitor, which also follows the 7104 2013 classifications to monitor real-time on-site. So it offers live, accurate corrosion diagnosis results of environmental and detection of corrosion to copper and silver sensors. So from the picture, you will see there are 2 microchips. One is with copper sensor and one is silver sensor. I think the whole unit is measured based on the mass gain. So when you have corrosion happen to this copper and silver, the mass will gain because there is metal salts built up, and the sensor can read the film thickness, and you're going to use a chart from the ISA 7104 chart, convert to G1, G2, G3, G4. If your film is below 300A, you're going to have a G1. And if your film is over 2000, you're going to have a GX level. So that's how it works. And you can put this one in multiple places, where it's the inlet of your fresh air, maybe outlet of your control scrubber system to monitor your system performance. And also this one can use it to identify any hot spots you may have in your facility. You may need a corrosion control system. The difference between this one, the digital one, with the previous corrosivity test kits we provide with copper and silver strips is this one tell you the overall rating. It doesn't tell you the details. For example, it doesn't tell you the individual species of the corrosive gases present in your system. And also this one monitor temperature, relative humidity, and differential pressure, which are all critical for corrosion control system to work perfect. So that's all for the corrosion diagnosis service testing. We have 2 different ways. And for the media life testing, we have 3 different ways. So hopefully give you a very a straightforward guideline so you know which one to choose and how you can give us better like a sample. So we will provide higher quality data for you. So next is my my last slide is going to talk about the product innovation support we can support in the lab. And because the business is expanding and a lot of new requests and new media and new tests being asked by different groups. So for product innovation support, currently, we want to expanding our testing capability to different areas. So we want to carry more sophisticated analysis to optimize product performance. And also we want to rebuild the ASTM standard test method to determine toxic gas breakthrough capacity, like H2S chlorine. It used to have it, and right now it's not. It's kind of idle. So we want to rebuild and also expand to different gases. And we have been actively work closely with end customers, research facilities, and third-party laboratories to expand our testing capabilities. And currently, Pure Air Laboratory conducts bench-scale media prototyping to facilitate product innovation. So we can do chemical impregnation in the lab with different scale, maybe 1 or 2 kg or maybe 50 pounds. And we can also using different tools to do product blending, maybe upon different customer requirements. And also we continuously running new raw material screening to provide better product performance and also provide different solutions to customer. So that's all for today's presentation. Hope you followed me very well. I'm sorry I have coughed so often, still haven't overcome it yet after 1 month. And next is our Q&A question. Then thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can send those. Oh. How do I see questions? Oh, Q&A. Yeah, okay. There's one question pop up. Okay, so I got the Q&A question. First one is there a difference testing blends versus 100% K potassium permanganate? So I assume the blends you're talking about is a blend with different PA, like a pure air products with active carbon. So since the permanganate is the active ingredient, so basically we separate the product from carbon and from the blends, just like I said before, and we do extraction and to test the blends. So it's the same testing methods, but different sample preparation methods. Did you guys hear me? So another question is there a standard thickness of copper and silver needed on a coupon? I think there is a minimum requirement for silver and copper on the coupon, because sometimes people use the whole metal strip. So normally, I forgot the number, but there is like several millimeters thick, maybe 2 or 3. And sometimes people use it lined, copper silver lined on a base strip. So I think there is a minimum thickness of copper and silver needed on coupon. I don't come up with a number. I think it's several micron. Thank you. Do I need to click answer live? Okay. Seems like today's presentation is very straightforward, and thank you very much for your attention.